This is the JTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has fired a government minister for inappropriate behavior and harassing a flight attendant on a Caribbean Airlines flight earlier this month. In a statement, Persad-Bissessar said she had advised President Anthony Carmona to revoke the appointment of Dr. Glenn Ramadha Singh as Minister of the People and Social Development. Ramadha Singh has apologized for his behavior, acknowledging that he was fatigued and denied reports that he was intoxicated when he refused to follow orders given by a flight attendant to stow his luggage. Ramadha Singh, however, denied claims he had any physical interaction with the flight attendant, denying also that he had threatened to have her dismissed over the incident. Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar, who has since come into office in May 2010 and has removed from her cabinet more than 7 ministers, said there must be no compromise on integrity, no allowance for arrogance, no room for violation of mutual respect, and there will be no sacrifice of values on the altar of political expediency. The Trinidad Prime Minister said no one is exempt from the measure of value-based leadership. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, says 1 in 5 people infected with tuberculosis in the Americas, including the Caribbean, remains unaware of the disease. PAHO said this is due to failure to access health services or because they are not properly diagnosed. In 2012, PAHO said regional countries reported 220,000 cases of tuberculosis and an estimated 19,000 people died from the disease. But it said an additional 60,000 people are believed to have TB who have not yet been diagnosed. PAHO warned that this situation not only endangers their lives, it also facilitates further transmission of TB, producing more disease and generating socio-economic costs for individuals, families, and communities. PAHO issued a statement in commemoration of World TB Day observed on March 24 to raise awareness on the tuberculosis burden in the world, as well as the efforts made for its prevention and control. Caribbean Community CARICOM countries are being urged to establish regional standards for clear, consistent food labeling, while also banning or at least limiting the marketing of energy-dense, high-salt foods and beverages to children. The recommendations are contained in a report released at the Second International Conference on Non-Communicable Diseases (NCDs) of Children and Adolescents held in Trinidad. The report notes that while most Caribbean countries have played a significant role globally in advancing the response to NCDs, there are no national policies against advertising of unhealthy foods to children or against the harmful use of alcohol. Moreover, the authors of the report are also calling for the establishment of regional standards for clear, consistent food labeling, as well as the development, implementation, and monitoring of national strategies on the reduction in harm from alcohol. The report also calls for NCDs to be fully addressed within national development plans and the use of up-to-date regionally derived evidence-based guidelines for the treatment and management of chronic diseases. The government of Guyana has partnered with Brazil to begin a pre-feasibility study of the upper and middle Mazaruni areas to determine the potential of hydropower development in the area. Guyana remains the only South American member state without an operational hydroelectric plant, despite it possessing the greatest potential for this renewable energy source. The high cost of energy remains a challenge to Guyana's development, hence it is poised to meet its demand for cheap, reliable energy. Guyana can also provide energy to other countries, thus adding to revenue streams to the nation's coffers. The cost of the $45 million US project will be borne by 2 Brazilian engineering companies to develop a hydropower station in the upper Mazaruni with a capacity of about 3,000 megawatts and another in the middle Mazaruni with a capacity of 1,500 megawatts. The Guyana government says it will not pursue the project if it will affect the lives of residents in the area. Minister of Foreign Affairs Carolyn Rodriguez Burkett, meanwhile, says she is optimistic that Brazil, which needs and will need more energy sources to maintain its economic growth, will purchase electricity from the project, and Guyana will benefit from royalties. The Antigua and Barbuda Investment Authority is looking to encourage green businesses to capitalize on a new batch of available funding. According to Carib Journal, the World Bank-funded Caribbean Climate Innovation Center is offering as much as $50,000 to CARICOM entrepreneurs for green-focused businesses in areas such as solar energy, sustainable agriculture, water management, resource use, and energy efficiency. Antigua and Barbuda Investment Authority's Director of Enterprise Development, Jacqueline Yearwood, said the new program gives her people the opportunity to attain funding to develop sustainable businesses that would positively impact the environment and communities. She added it not only fosters entrepreneurship but encourages environmentalism. For the JTV Caribbean News, Sean Rose.
And coming up next on JTV News. Legislators speak out on the issue of absentee fathers and the lack of financial support for their children. And one lucky couple wins a BVI vacation from over 2 million entries to the BVI Tourist Board's travel sweepstake promotion.